Hi again, everyone. It's Kat, your English teacher. Welcome. Today, I don't really feel like talking about myself, so I thought we might read an article, an international article. Um, Maybe we'll find something that interests both you and me. This is quite topical. This article is about banning power banks on flights, particularly in Japan. I'm going to get started. Japan to ban the use of power banks on flights. Japan is planning to ban the use of power banks on flights, the country's transport minister has announced. It comes after a few incidents on flights where these portable batteries caught fire or smoke started coming out of them. From April, people on flights in Japan will no longer be able to charge their phones or other devices using power banks, and they will not be able to charge such portable batteries using in-flight power outlets. However, people can still take up to 2 power banks on flights with them, as long as they don't use them. Transport officials told the Japan Times that the policy is not final yet, and more information will likely be given at the end of March. Japan already requires passengers to keep power banks where they can be seen. The bans, they are banned. I think there's a mistake in this article. They are banned from checked baggage. Very large batteries are banned from both checked luggage and cabin bags. In the past few years, there have been several incidents on flights in different countries caused by power banks. In January 2025, a fire started on a passenger plane at an airport in Busan, South Korea. It's believed a power bank caught fire in a bag in the cabin. That is scary. And in October of the same year, an Air China flight from Hangzhou had to land in Shanghai after a battery caught fire. While this ban will be for all flights in Japan, some airlines around the world have already introduced their own bans on power banks, including Singapore Airlines and Virgin Australia. I actually think all of the airlines in Australia have now introduced this same ban. It's pretty scary. I think the ban is a good idea. We'll see what sort of questions people might ask about this article. What are my thoughts on banning the use of power banks on flights? I think it's a little bit inconvenient, but it's too risky. You just might have to be a little bit more organized before going on a flight and make sure that your phone is fully charged, your tablet is fully charged, or carry a cord so you can charge your phone on the plane. Just have to change the way we do things a little bit. It's only a small inconvenience and it's for everybody's safety. I can't imagine how I would feel if a fire caught on a plane. Do I usually take a power bank when I travel? Yes, I do. Even on a short vacation, I take a power bank. So I'll have to be more careful. Have I ever had something taken off me at airport security? I have not had anything taken off me, but I'll let you in on a little secret. I was going to not talk about me today, but I do have a story. Whenever I go to an airport, whether I'm traveling international or domestic within Australia, even if I'm going through security just to pick someone up from a flight, I get stopped at security every single time. I must have the face of a criminal because they go through my handbag and that every time I get this finger that comes like this. Here we go again. I have even been taken to a room where they've patted me down on more than one occasion and in more than one country. So I don't know what it is. It's become quite comical to me because I don't know why me. I don't travel alone. I travel with my family. Nobody in my family gets pulled over. Just me. Come on over, lady. I don't know. I wish I knew. I have asked. I have asked the airport officials at customs, why me? Why always me? Is there something about my face? But they just smile and they're polite. How long does it take me to pack for a trip? I'm an overpacker, so I like to take a lot of things and I like to pack very early. So because I have a bad memory, I think of things suddenly and have to put them aside straight away. So yeah, I'm packing for a long time so I don't forget anything. That's an interesting story, and I'm a little bit worried about these power banks. Even when I'm where I keep it at home now, if it can just catch on fire on an airplane, it can just catch on fire at home in my cupboard. So I've started keeping mine outside. I know it's a little bit extreme, but I'm a little bit concerned. I don't want a fire. We have quite a lot of fires starting from these electric scooter batteries or electric bike batteries in Australia. I think there was one this week. So it's pretty scary stuff. Let me find another interesting article. We don't want anything political. How about the rising coffee prices may change the habits of people in the United States? Okay. There are some foods and drinks that are part of our daily routine. For many people around the world, that includes a cup of tea or coffee. I've lost my article. But in the US, some customers are beginning to skip their morning coffee because it's become too expensive. Almost all the coffee drunk in the US is imported. Climate problems, including drought in Vietnam, heavy rain in Indonesia, and hot, dry weather in Brazil, have reduced coffee crop yields and pushed up the global prices. Coffee prices in the US have risen sharply. This January, prices were up 18.3% compared with the year earlier, according to the latest Consumer Price Index. Over 5 years, the government says coffee prices have risen 47%. Data from Toast, a payment platform used by more than 150,000 restaurants, found that the median price of a regular hot coffee reached $3.61 in December last year, while cold brews cost $5.55. These higher prices may be causing people's habits to change. Liz Sweeney said she used to be a coffee addict. An addict. She used to drink 3 cups of coffee at home every day and often stopped at a cafe whenever she left the house. But as prices rose, she stopped visiting coffee shops and now drinks just 1 cup per day at home. If she needs caffeine, she drinks a can of Diet Coke. Dan DeBorn has made similar changes. What used to be a $2 coffee is now $5 or $6, he said. He now buys ground coffee from a store and fills a travel mug to take with him to the office. But 2/3 of Americans still drink coffee every day, according to the National Coffee Association. For many people, coffee remains an important part of daily life, even as prices continue to rise. I go out for a coffee every morning, and prices have risen in Australia too, but not as much as in the United States. I think a lot of the reason that the price has gone up in the United States is due to the tariffs that their president has recently brought in. Not only the climate. I'm funny about coffee. I don't drink coffee at home. I only drink coffee in a cafe. So, and it's a luxury, I know, but it's the only little luxury I take part in every single day, so I don't mind spending the money. Let's have a look at this interesting story here. A teen wins $25,000 prize thanks to origami. Do you know what origami is? If you're Japanese, you do. Let's read the story and find out more about it together. Teen wins $25,000 prize thanks to our origami. Origami is just a bit of fun, a way to pass the time or make something pretty to decorate your house, right? Not according to this 14-year-old Miles Wu. So in case you don't know, origami is the art of folding paper into shapes. Miles Wu. The New York teenager has just won $25,000 in a science, technology, engineering, and math competition, thanks to origami. Wu won the Thermo Fisher Scientific Junior Innovators Challenge for a project that explored origami-inspired engineering. He designed and tested more than 50 different variations of the Miura Ori fold, a geometric pattern with small panels and sharp angles. Wu tested the design and found that the strongest ones could support more than 9,000 times their own weight. The teen has been doing origami for about 6 years, and he turned his parents' living room into his testing lab. He didn't do all of the folding by hand. He used a computer program to help with design and a special machine to make sure the folding was done accurately. In the future, he'd like to use these designs to help build temporary shelters for people to use after a natural disaster. He said he had the idea for the shelter after seeing news about Hurricane Helene in Florida and the fires in California. I thought maybe these origami patterns, which are strong and collapsible, could be used as emergency shelters in these natural disasters, like a tent. He added, I'd also like to explore other ways that different origami patterns could be used in different scenarios. Wu accepts he has more research to do, but the idea of origami-inspired shelters may not be as strange as it sounds. Japanese architect, oh, here we go, this will be hard, Shigeru Ban has spent years turning things into cardboard tubes and recycled paper into shelters that can be used after natural disasters. Perhaps Wu could follow in Ban's footsteps. Wow, what a wonderful idea. I think that's so thoughtful, so amazing, and just a look into the future. I love whenever someone can think outside the circle, we say. So think about something to be done in a different way that's ever been done before. I've never done origami. I think I'd enjoy doing it. I'm quite a creative person, so I think I'd like it. And how wonderful for him to win $25,000. Imagine he might be able to invent a lot more things now. Well, that's all I have time for today. What's today? Today's Thursday. Not sure what I'll be doing for the rest of the week. Hopefully, I can drop another live tomorrow, but then, of course, not on the weekend. So until I see you again, don't forget, practice your English and keep listening. Bye.